Hello and welcome back to Vault 4. I just finished selling
The
some
Institute
stuff.
is my life. I hope it'll be yours too. Allie, hi there. Something I can help you with?
No, I already talked. Wait, hold on.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
I don't even know what that is. Okay, that's food. I don't know what that is.
Too many folks these days count on violence to solve their problems. You only have to look around to see where that got us.
Nick. You're scared. I totally forgot that, like, he glitched his way here.
I know you'll achieve great things here. We all do.
I completely
I can't
forgot.
express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
Is it true Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
Glad you made it.
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine. Theoretical limits are made to be broken.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the commissary. What can I get for you?
I'm good, thanks. Ugh. This whole place is huge. Okay, I need to kind of figure out what the heck I actually want to do. Blood samples. Where's the thing that'll help? Oh, that's like right over there. I'm wondering where is the thing that'll help freaking Virgil. I need to explore this place before I leave. I need to do that at least once. Cause like, I haven't.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Huh.
Yes?
Yes?
Oh, okay, I guess we don't talk.
Well,
Excuse me,
that
Doctor.
was productive.
Since you're new here, you should take time to learn our safety procedures. And the sooner the better. Rules create order, and order promotes efficiency.
Okay.
How many rules are we talking about here?
Not nearly enough, if you ask me. I had some handbooks made up, but that was years ago. I'll see about getting one to you.
Sure. Whatever.
Take care, then.
Okay. Huh. I have no idea what I'm looking at here, so I've in the last 24 hours observed no less than 7 blatant violations of instant protocol. That degree to which people appear to ignore the rules which have been put in place to keep us all safe is incredibly disappointing. Manus insists that I continue the testing battery with the child sin. This brought my reservations about the project as a whole. If this were any other situation, I would not have second thoughts about going straight to the director, but given the circumstance, I simply want to wait it out. Okay.
Sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
Hi, Doc.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol concept I've been toying with. High energy weapons are sort of a hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us.
Okay then.
I hope you and Father try to make up the time you've lost. Family is important.
I don't know what he's doing on there, but he's probably okay. What are these? Dr. Lee's been spending more and more time in her lab with the kids and thing. It's creepy and I can't help but wonder if she's getting a little too attached. Even has rejected my last 12 proposals. Don't know how to get through to that man at all. Cuban cybernetics called fusion miniaturization and plasma weaponry. Huh. Oh god, I gotta sneeze. Okay, I'm not allowed to go that way. Alright. I feel like I gotta sneeze. If it's one of those like sneezes that you might not have to sneeze.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you.
Oh.
Here, then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've seen the boy, Synth, already. We've been hard at work on him for quite a while now. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
She sounds unhappy about that. Just a little bit, you know, not cool with it.
A courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, to get in and out at will. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
Dr. Lee? Tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the Specialist Project's lead scientist. He's, how to put it, very organized and precise. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute, and she's something of a prodigy when it comes to physics.
If I remember right, I think she's actually there when the Lone Wanderer gets born. Can I look on your computer? I cannot look on your computer. It's not allowed. Nick, squeeze me. Okay.
Yes?
I guess that's that for that division. Where's Virgil's... It probably said when Virgil was asking me to go find stuff for him. It probably said where he was. Where are you?
All systems nominal.
Oh. Okay then. Let's continue walking in this direction, I guess.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still. There. All done. You can return to your duties. And remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm. I have to admit, the third-generation synths are really something.
Your presence here is a great gift. Not just to Father, but to all of us.
I like how Nick's just
Once you
surreptitiously,
settle in, I'll want to do a physical and get a file going on you. No hurry, though.
Step at a time, Doc. I'm only just getting
Nick
my
is in the
bearings
background
here.
just
I
like
meant it
going
when I
through their
said there was
computer
no
files.
How about you take some time
And
to
I'm
get comfortable,
distracting.
learn the lay of the land and such. In the meantime, you come see me if you need to get patched up. We'll do that checkup when you're good and ready. Take care of yourself, so I don't have to.
Okay. Let's continue this way, I
You
guess.
know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do.
Well.
People on the surface have got it pretty bad. Makes me thankful for being down here.
Alright then.
Operating at full capacity.
Thank you. I kind of know what this part
Heading
is.
over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
They're dragging their feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Report
don't
anything
get any
suspicious.
germs on
Ah!
If you see any suspicious synth activity, report it immediately.
Hey, Doc.
So, here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future.
You've
Despite
already
your
missed
relation to
several
Father,
things about me.
You're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions. It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface.
I'm trying to not be, you know, completely overt and be like, I hate what you're doing here, but that's difficult for me.
Trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I hate to break it to you, but your Courser wasn't all that tough.
Nick actually defeated him at one point, and
It's rare, but faults can occur from time to time. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position.
Oh!
He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence,
I thought,
I
yeah.
keep things running smoothly.
Dr. Zimmer was in Fallout 3.
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
And he was out there looking for a runaway synth, which, you know. Reclamation has been in exchange for caps. These persons have past provided information on escaped synth sightings and suspected railroad activity. Ah. Cricket, Tommy Longan, owner of the Combat Zone. Trashkin Carla, Doc Weathers, AJ, Norowski, Lucas Miller, Henry Cook. Oh, interesting. I'm trying to see if I remember. If I remember these. Oh, this was Jenny. Which we saved. Unit remains discovered near Saga's Irex and returned to Robotics Division. Unit destroyed by multiple gunshot wounds. Oh. Okay, that's not the one that we found. Unit has been memorized unit interplay. Exercise extreme caution. Unit has been trained with by railroad and is proficient with several weapons. Unit is evaded capsule displays and wounded courses on both occasions. Leo.
I can't imagine living on the surface. It sounds like a nightmare.
It's not too bad.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
Pardon me, ma'am.
What is this? I can't do anything with it, so. Department notices. Oops, I think I went to the wrong thing. Our new visitor. Father's granted full access to our new visitor from the surface that includes the entirety of the SRB. While we must accommodate Father's wishes in this matter, we must also remain diligent. Refrain from discussing any sensitive information, especially the ongoing investigation involving the Gen 3 synths. In an ideal world, the railroad will have no influence on our new guest. We do not live in that ideal world. Due to a recent developments in our ongoing investigation to the missing synths, I am adjusting our policy regarding discussion of the subject with personnel outside of SRB. In brief, details of investigation are now classified and cannot be shared with anyone other than SRB personnel. And even then, such conversations can take place only here in the SRB facilities. Those who are found to be in violation of this policy will face the strictest discipline. McDonough! The mayor. The mayor is a synth. Hasn't begun to outlive its usefulness. Assuming the identity of Diamond City's mayor has provided us with invaluable intelligence over the years. But suspicions have only continued to mount. This latest incident, the publication of that newspaper article specifically calling McDonough's humanity into question, might just be the tipping point. I've spoken with Ayo, and we both agree, if the situation does become untenable, reclamation seems unfeasible. M762 was specifically engineered to mimic the actual human McDonough. As such, the unit's synthetic biology is that of someone overweight and grossly out of shape. The memripe would kill any psychological weaknesses attributed to the self-perceived old age, but that body, lost cause. The real irony here is that M762, in one of its dispatches back to the Institute, requested a future posting in the coursers, citing loyalty and years of service. And that request alone was evidence enough of self-awareness and independence to completely eliminate him from contention. Never mind the fact that he wouldn't even fit the uniform. The termination, when and if M762's identity is eventually compromised, the unit is effectively decommissioned in field. No reclamation, no institute assistance. Given its relative age and physical condition, not to mention the danger inherent to an infiltrator unit's discovery, further lifespan estimated at 2 weeks maximum. Wow. It has come to my attention that certain colleagues who are dissatisfied with our policies and procedures have, on more than one occasion, tried to circumvent our established process for registering their complaints with Father, and have tried to gain access to our secure facilities in order to complain in more direct manner. I'm sure I need not remind you that the SRB is off limits to all personnel not assigned to this division. Do not allow yourself to be browbeaten, cajoled, intimidated, or otherwise manipulated into allowing anyone who lacks the appropriate clearance to enter the SRB. Failure to uphold this mandate will result in severe discipline. As you're all aware, Father has asked that we monitor our power usage carefully. I'll skip this. Interesting, though. I did know that the mayor was a synth, but I wasn't aware of, like, the actual computer and terminal entries regarding that. That was something I did not really know about. What? Oh. Sorry, he surprises me every single time.
Nothing to report, ma'am.
Alrighty. Anything back here? Ooh. Oh. That's not really interesting. I thought it would be cool, but it's not. Huh. Oh, it might be a secret way in. I'll have to come back here at some point.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge unless your primary levels are below 2%. Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after this meeting. The last thing we need is more synths bumping into walls. All right, that's all for now. You can resume your duties.
A clean and healthy work environment is essential to maximum productivity. I apologize for any disruptions that my work might cause you.
Doctor?
It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new, but there's a lot of old technology in these walls. I lose sleep worrying about when the next blackout's gonna hit.
How old are we talking about?
Well, the reactor and a lot of the related systems. You know, cooling, monitoring, power distribution. That's all pre-war tech. Most of the superstructure down here was built later, by the people who survived the war. I guess each generation's been tinkering with the place, adding labs, making upgrades, and so on. Now, there's some stuff I need to check on. See you around, yeah?
Robotics. Let's be some of the older gen synths.
Now, Alan, it could have been anything. It was probably just
Oh.
a glitch in the nervous system.
It's
the
this.
fine motor control software could use an update.
If it were just a limb twitching, perhaps. But her eyes were moving as well. Involuntary twitching and rapid eye movements while sleeping can only mean one thing, Max. You just don't want to admit to yourself what it is.
If you're about to launch into one of your impassioned speeches about artificial sentience and machines with souls, don't bother. I've heard enough of them by now. Hell, I can write them down from memory.
But we can't just ignore the question. If a synth can dream, why can't it have a soul? And if a synth has a soul, then it is a living person by every standard we can measure. Of course it is far more comfortable to think of them as machines, so we can do what we want with them.
If you disapprove of the work we do here, Dr. Benet, you know where to find
Three
the
levels of
teleport.
approval.
Now,
Can
just
you
a
believe
moment.
that?
I never said
Three!
that. I'm simply trying to open everyone's eyes to new possibilities.
Well, it's an unwanted distraction. We're men of science. not philosophers. You do well to remember that.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've increased synth
Dr.
responsiveness.
We received a work order from
0.04%.
SRE.
What do they need?
They're requesting replacement coursers.
Hi, Doc.
Quite a few, actually.
It's you.
I guess
You're
they lost a
finally
whole
with us.
unit on the surface.
I'd just like to
Is this some
apologize
sort
for
of
any
joke?
trouble our synths may have caused for you on your way here. They, of
Dr.
course,
Ayo
couldn't be
can't keep
told of
using
your
my
identity.
synths so
And
recklessly.
they have very specific
I refuse
protocols
to
for
give him any
protecting
more.
themselves.
Should I
and
tell him that?
institute interests.
I'll have
Most of which I designed
I
myself.
wouldn't wish dealing with
Not
that
to make
man on my
problems for
worst
you,
enemy.
though. Will you be staying with us then?
I'm thinking it over.
Well, I hope you do decide to stay. It would mean a great deal to Sean. If you require anything, especially as it pertains to synths, please let me know.
Child synth. It's just remarkable.
I want to get out of the way of that.
You've arrived at a momentous time. Our third-generation synths are a true breakthrough, the culmination of centuries of research.
There's a
It's
naked
no
man behind you,
exaggeration
so I
to
like
say that they're superior in almost every way to human beings.
What makes them superior?
The list of improvements is exhaustive. I can talk for an hour and still not cover all of it. Imagine what you could accomplish if you could live without fear of hunger or disease. Imagine what you could create if you could spend every waking moment of your life as you saw fit, with no need of sleep. Like I said, a momentous time.
Uh-huh. I didn't actually know that part. I wasn't sure
So
the
you were
Gen
there
3
the day the
synths.
bombs fell. That must have been terrifying.
Hello.
Let me look at this. Department notices. Ah, this is about me. Our monitoring your events on the surface has confirmed that the time is almost at hand. Very soon our guest will be here. I admit that I feel both hope and trepidation when I think of how our first meeting will go. Please make whatever preparations that you deem necessary. Consider all sensitive information should be classified for the time being. We cannot know for certain that our visitors' motivations will be, especially after coming into contact with the railroad. We will exercise caution, but we must also extend a warm welcome. In time, once a measure of trust has been earned, we can be more forthcoming. I need not remind you how important this is to me personally, but I want you to also think of it as an opportunity for the entire Institute. We stand to gain a great deal if we make the most of our opportunity. I'm concerned at the pace of our progress in correcting the problems with the child synth prototype. I cannot impress upon this division enough the need to resolve these issues quickly and completely. Time and again we've corrected flaws only to see them return. I find myself questioning whether we've thoroughly testing these fixes before moving on to the next item. You know that I have great faith in all of you, but time is quickly running out. I must ask that you take whatever measures are necessary to meet the project targets within the time frame. Please make this your fourth most priority. It's been brought to my attention that some of you are displeased with the methods and practices employed by the SRB division in its ongoing investigation into the missing third-gen synths. I'd like to take a moment to address this matter. Personally, now that I'm aware of your concerns and that I intend to have a conversation with Director Ayo in order to ensure that he is also aware, any disruption to your work must be taken seriously, especially at this critical time. However, I must also ask for a measure of patience and cooperation from all of you. It is simply impossible to gather all the information necessary to carry out this investigation without an element of distraction and inconvenience. Remember that your cooperation is vital to bringing this investigation to a swift and successful conclusion. I'm sure that's something we all want. As the production of our Gen Z synths continues to apace, I would like to take the opportunity to formalize our categorization. The term android has been used interchangeably with synths for as long as the Institute has existed, and though some of our older residents may actually prefer the android, Dr. Zimmer being a prime example, the term synth has always been more widely used. Today our third-gen creations are truly synthetic beings, so the designation synth seems more appropriate than ever. From here on in, I strongly prefer all official Institute records and correspondence to use the term synth or synths. Let us remember our past and appreciate the legacy of the android, but let us live for the future and recognize the power of the sin. Okay. That is interesting. So they consider synths to be, I guess, slightly different than, frickin' androids. Although technically speaking, any robot in the form of a human or in the shape of a human is actually...
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the Facilities Division immediately.
I was gonna say... Ooh. I was gonna say that, shoot, I completely lost what I was gonna say. Hey, Nick.